We're going to start on our backs, guys. Start on your backs. Yeah. You want to take two? I'll hold on one. So start on your backs. You're going to slide a block underneath your low back, the lowest setting. And then make a little bridge with your legs. Yeah. So when you work with blocks, you want to make sure it's not digging into your butt. So you kind of have to find that sweet spot. So it really creates like a little bit of support. Yeah, Beth, go low, flat. Turn your palms open. Let just shoulder blades drop down into the mat. Feel your feet anchor into the ground. Connect to your breath. Nice slow breathing. The focus of the practice, as you know, is Ujjayi breath, but you know, the goal is just to breathe as much and as often as you need. Just let yourself feel. Feel the natural rise and fall of the belly. Feel your lower back spread across that mat block. Yeah. At any point during the practice, you need to take a break today, please do so. You can come to child's pose. You can come back to this position. Doesn't matter. So just listen to what your body needs as you move through. Blink your eyes open. So keeping your low back on this block, you're going to make your legs like a tabletop position. So lift them up off the ground and create like a tabletop position. So your knees will stay bent. Your lower back down on the mat. Yeah. So the block is there to support you. And you're going to have your palms flat on the mat, shoulder blades melt. And very slowly begin to drop your right heel to tap and then bring it back up. So you're going to try and create this nice 90-degree angle so the heel can tap and then bring it up. So you're going to go like this, nice and slow. This is working on deep core muscles. So just move really, really slow. Heel taps. The faster you move, the less you'll feel. Yep, keep going. So keep it at a 90-degree angle and let it lift back up from the deep core muscles. Keep moving like this for another 10. And use your breath as you move. So some of you are faster, some of you are slower. It's fine. Keep tapping for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to pedal it out, but the right leg's going to bend, the left leg's going to extend forward, and the heel is going to tap the ground. So the left heel taps the ground, and then you bring it back to that 90-degree angle, and the right heel straightens and it taps the ground. So Danielle, tap it to the floor if you can, and then bring it back up. So 20, like that, 19. You can modify if it's going too deep into your low back, you don't go as far. So just pedal it out like that. So it's like little bicycles. Deepen the core muscles, straighten the leg and tap the heel. Keep moving and breathing and feeling and being happy as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs are going to go straight up towards the sky, and we're going to scissor it out now. If you like to point your toes, it's going to activate more. Right heel taps. You don't have to go all the way. You can go halfway and then scissor. Here we go for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. The one leg's going to stay up, and then you're going to pulse your hands forward. So the one leg is split up towards the sky. The other leg is hovering. You're going to pulse up. Hands around the outside of the thigh for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. You got it. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Back of the shoulder blades lift is going to get you more. Keep going. Try not to pulse your neck. You're pulsing deep in the core. Switch legs and pulse up. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, breathe. 3, 2, 1. Hands behind the head, shoulder blades lift up off the ground, elbows open towards the sky. Back of the neck is resting into the hands, legs straight up towards the sky. One more time, you're gonna scissor those legs. Go for it here for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. If it's too much, the head stays down, but the head is resting into the hands. The back of the shoulder blades get this squeezing up off the ground. You can lower as much or as little as your body is kind of offering you. So it can be small, it can be deeper. Last 10, deep core muscles. Breath with you, neck neutral. Lower back pressing into the block for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the shoulders, hug the knees, keep the block. Take the feet back to the floor, make a little bridge. Keep the block there. Take your right ankle and cross it over the top of the left thigh. Ankle to knee. It's a passive stretch. Breathe that hip open. Some of us feel a little bit, some of us feel a lot, some of us feel somewhere in the middle, okay? No judgment. Take the right foot down to the floor. If you mixed up the legs, it's just the opposite. Cross the ankle over the knee, passive stretching. Yep. People forget about passive stretching. So sometimes we just think deeper, stronger, better, further, not necessarily. Sometimes feeling a little less offers a little bit more. Lower the foot down, hug the knees in for a second, give them a little squeeze. Yep. Take the feet back down to the mat, lift the hips up, remove the block, and then give the knees back a regular squeeze and just feel how different it feels. And rock and roll a couple times. Once you get up, you're gonna cross your ankles and you're gonna step into a down dog. You're gonna slide into a down dog and take up a lot of space this morning on your mat. Your hands are about the width of the mat. Yeah, I always look at my hands. Index fingers are forward. Creases of the wrists are forward. When you look back at your feet, they're about hips width distance, roughly. I mean, these are like all rough calculations. Your knees can have a little bend, a deep bend. Begin to feel the back side of your body lift. Yeah. Nice, Amy. Outer triceps grip. Oh, I've got 2 Amy's, 2 Jodys. It takes me sometimes like 3/4 of the class to figure this out, but I'm on it a little earlier today. Yeah. Draw the deep core muscles in, the pit of the belly lifts up. Yeah. Roll forward plank. So from the first dog to plank, it's always a little interesting because you never know what you're gonna, how you're gonna line up. So if you need to walk it out a little, please do so. You want to feel like you can lead with your heart and chest. Outer triceps grip in, belly draws deep in, activation of your thighs, a hugging in of the center line. And I would say that your dristi should be the front skinny edge of the mat. That's just to kind of keep everything very long and elongated. If it's too much, you drop your knees. There's always a modification. For everything we do in here, there's a way to modify. And if there isn't, we'll come up with it. We'll make it up. Okay, keep breathing. Just feel the ground, it's got you. Broaden across the upper shoulder blades. Bring more weight forward. You're still in plank. If you're starting to look in, you're probably rounding in. So look forward a little bit. Hold. You're still in plank. Feel. Still in plank, holding. You're not getting angry. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. I always tell my new teachers, you can tell your whole class by that first plank. Yes, it gives you a lot of information about today, just today's practice. Roll forward plank. Drop your knees down. They're gonna be on a little angle, perfect. Bring your weight a little bit more forward towards me. I'm here in the front, hanging out. Lower halfway to a chaturanga push-up. For some reason, push-ups aren't in your practice today, just hold that supported plank. Elbows are close to your side ribs. Re-straighten your arms, supported push-up. Hold here. Weight a little bit more forward, guys, then lower halfway, supported push-up. Nice. Re-straighten your arms, supported plank. Again, halfway to supported push-up. Elbows close to you, spreading of the collarbone. Re-straighten your arms, supported plank. One more for good luck. Halfway to a supported push-up. Straighten your arms, supported plank. Lift the knees, you're back in a plank. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Look where you want to go. You can step, you can float, you can crawl, but get yourself lightly to the top of the mat. Long spine on the inhale. If the hands don't make it, don't stress about it. They can rest on the front of the shin. Weight is forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Let your head go. Yeah. Root to rise, come all the way up. Come up slow. Sometimes you get a little head rush if you're lucky. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Some people don't like that. Some people do. We find pleasure in different things. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step, step to plank. Just step, step, plank. I know some of you are jacked up on coffee, but just step. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step, step to the top or lightly float, depending on how you feel. Long spine to prepare. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Just like this. Arms go straight up. Nice and easy. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to run to. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step, step, plank, or float light into that low push-up chaturanga. It's up to you. Nice, Sam. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. One more. Arms go up, keep moving. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. You can step, step. You can slide back into that low push-up chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. I just want to remind you, you can always take cobra as an alternative. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Moving and breathing's the goal. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Don't come up. You're going to come to the fingertips, long spine, but pause. Bring your feet about hips width distance and really be on your fingertips. If you can't reach the floor, you can have your hands on blocks. Long spine, find extension. You're going to glide your left leg back into a low lunge. Don't come up yet. So the left foot takes a big, juicy step back from the front of the mat. Walk the right foot like an inch or two over. The blocks are good if you feel like you're a little tight and short this morning. So Amy, bigger step, right foot more forward. So you have a 90-degree angle. It's just we're getting into a lunge a different way. Your right knee tracks over right ankle. You can have your hands, Natalie, to kind of frame out that front foot. Back leg zips up. Grip your right hip in. Yeah. And then rise from here, high lunge, crescent lunge. Zip up the lower belly. You could bend the back knee as much as you need. Heavy in that front thigh. The thigh bone slides back into the hip socket. Yeah. Hands to frame your front foot. Slide back to step back to the top of the mat is what I'm trying to say, and I can't get it out. Step to the top. Yep, long spine on the inhale. Try and step with your feet hips width. It's going to make the transition a little easier. Keep the extension long, long spine. Giant step back with your right leg. Right leg steps back. We're just working on proprioception. So the left knee tracks over left ankle. The left thigh bone slides into the socket. There's a strong gripping of that left hip in. And then we'll rise, high lunge. Hip points move forward, side ribs nice and long. Just kind of finding your mojo. Yeah, wherever it is. Hands to frame your front foot. You're going to spring to the top of the mat, feet hips width distance. Long spine on the in, pause. Giant step back with your left leg, pause. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. Grip your right hip in, and this time rise first warrior. Spinning your left ribs forward. Yeah. A hugging out of that right hip. An integration of your back left leg. Nice. Hands to frame your front foot. The left heel naturally pops up off the ground. You spring to the top of the mat. Hips width distance. Keep the extension, long spine. Just stay with that. Giant step back with your right leg. Once the right leg steps back, turn the back foot on a strong angle and rise warrior one. First warrior, left leg is forward. Grip your left hip in, spin the right ribs, the right thigh forward, press firm. Integrate the side of your body, press firm into the feet, the legs. Hands to frame your front foot, right heel naturally pops up, spring to the top of the mat, feet together or separated hips width, you pick. Long spine on the in, exhale, fold, heavy in your heels for chair pose. Weight goes heavy in your heels for chair. Your arms can be any distance. They could be wide, they could be narrow, they can be cactus, depending on you. The thigh bone moves back into the hip socket. Press up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. So from the top here, we're gonna move. Arms go straight up towards the sky, heavy in your heels for chair. Deep chair pose. Feet together or hips width distance, you pick. Keep looking forward, neck is neutral. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine to prepare yourself. You can step, you can float through a vinyasa of choice. Upward facing pulls you through. Hips go up and back, downward facing. The right foot lands, the back foot turns. We rise on the breath, warrior one. You guys look really excited. I'm just saying. Hands to frame your front foot, plank position. When you hit plank, you decide what you need. Chaturanga push-up, if it's there. Up dog or cobra, you pick. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot lands. So from day to day, things change in our bodies. Things feel different. Give yourself options, always. Back down we go through a chaturanga push-up if it's available. The up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing. Rest for the weary. Here we go. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, fold. Chair pose. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Yeah, it's like a loop. Here we go. Arms go straight up, chair. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, step or float through vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing. Right foot lands, back foot turns, rise, warrior one. Back down we go, chaturanga push-up. Up dog, smooth operation. You look good. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot lands, the back foot turns. Keep moving and breathing. Rise. Back down we go, chaturanga. If I'm moving too fast or too slow, you pick the pace that works for you. Meet in a dog, and we hold briefly, very briefly. The arms stay very straight and active. We look where we want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine on the in. Exhale, fold. Hit the chair, weight in the heels. Press up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Heavy in your heels, chair. Stick your butt way back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through a vinyasa of choice. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Nice. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Just keep the momentum. Come on up. Back down we go, chaturanga. Upward facing pulls you through. Hips go up and back, downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot turns, rise. Warrior one. Chaturanga push-up. Upward facing, smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing. We're gonna do one more. Arms stay very active. Look where you wanna go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine right here, fold in half. Heavy in your heels for chair. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Best one. Arms go straight up because it's your last one. Heavy in your heels, chair pose. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, step or float through a vinyasa. Upward facing. Hips go up and back, downward facing. Right foot lands, back foot turns, rise. Warrior one, come on up, smooth sailing. Back down we go, chaturanga. Upward facing. Hips go up and back, downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot turns, anchor and rise. Looking good. Back down we go through a vinyasa of choice. Meet me in a down dog. Hold there for a breath or two. Downward facing dog. Yes. Yeah, bring your feet together in down dog so they touch. Perfect. Roll forward to plank. Lean on your left hand and find a Vashisthasana that works for you. So the way we teach this is there's lots of options. You can stack the feet, you can stagger the feet, you can drop one knee, you can move one foot over, you can modify. You can come down to your form if you're dealing with a shoulder, wrist, or elbow injury, of course. But the goal is to really stack it up neatly and nicely, however you're choosing to do it, and then be able to hold the pose. You're never breathless in these postures. If you are, you've gone too far. Yeah, you back out. A little shaking is just your body saying hello and good morning. Nice. Plank slow, keep your feet together. Plank slow, keep your feet together. Lean on your right hand. I like to bring the right hand a little forward and like a little forward, an inch in front of my shoulder. Kind of the sweet spot. Modify if you need to. Yes. Anything that you're adding, flex the top foot, Beth, if you can. There you go. Good. Plank position slow. You're going to separate your feet, hips width distance. You're holding plank. So this is kind of creating like a little box, guys. So you're in plank. You're going to walk your right knee up about halfway. You're going to walk your left leg up about halfway. It's like a little shorter box. It's like a hovering little plank. You're going to slide your right leg back to plank. You're going to slide your left leg back to plank. So we're going to move like this. Right foot forward, left leg forward. Right leg back, left leg back. You're making a box. Right leg forward. Right, left leg forward, right leg back. Just like that, keep going. At your own pace, lengthen your tailbone. You could always modify if you need by just dropping the knee. Lengthen your tailbone. Keep looking forward. You got it. Perfect. For the last few, see if you can switch the direction. So if you're leading with the right leg, switch and bring the left leg forward first. Keep going. Lengthen your tailbone. Last 3. You got it, Jody. They're like little mountain climbers. 2, do one more. Good work. Meet me in a down dog hold. Down dog hold. Nice work. We needed a shift. I was feeling you needed a shift. Yes, good shift. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Get there light. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Hit your chair pose. Weight in your heels. Wrap your left thigh around your right thigh. Wrap your left arm around underneath your right arm. So we're eagling it here. Yeah. So you're balancing on your right leg and you're an eagle. Doesn't matter how far that top leg is wrapped around. You could use your toe as a kickstand. Some days our balance is awesome. Other days it's a hot mess. Squeeze down the center line of your body. The weight should be in your standing right heel. Look forward with your eyes and breathe. Keep your arms bound up if possible. Unravel your left leg so you're in lower body warrior 1 and arms in eagle arms. Warrior 1. Eagle arms above, lower half the body in warrior 1. You got it. Good transition. Make sure the stance feels wide enough, long enough, and supportive enough for you. Inhale the breath, lift the eyes of the shoulders up. Exhale, you're going to come forward into an eagle humble warrior. Watch that your right hip doesn't like wing all the way forward, backwards, sideways. You got to grip your right hip in, anchor your back leg, and kind of dive into the instep of that right leg. Breathe. Let the head, the jaw, the neck, everything go. Dive into it deeper. You're staying a drop longer. Awesome job. You got it. Press heavy through your legs. Peel yourself up and then unravel your arms for regular warrior one. Yes, regular warrior one. You're going to straighten your right leg on track, tee your arms open and pivot towards the mirrored wall. So you're going to set up for triangle. The right foot's going to stay facing the front. Pat, just slide your left leg over. So before you go, you always check in with your feet in these types of transitions that your right heel and your back left arch line up. Your arms, you pick your distance. I always have to have a soft bend of that front leg. And then you pivot, triangle pose. And you can pick your distance. You can use a block. The front leg is mostly straight. The back leg definitely anchored and straight. Yes, there's a little lean back action happening, but you're definitely not in your low back. You're supporting with your obliques, your core. Straighten your front leg more, Natalie, if you can. You're in the old-fashioned triangle. We're in the modern triangle. I don't know how you feel in this, so I'm just going to give you some options to kind of embellish upon your triangle today. You can clasp your hands behind your back loosely, so it's kind of like a humble warrior. So you would interlace your hands behind your back and see if you can have your arms straight and kind of steer your chest open. So moving your ribs from right to left and leaning back a tiny bit. If this is not in the cards, you just stay in a regular triangle today, hold and breathe. Yeah, so it's requiring you to use your obliques, your hamstrings, your hips, your breath. Unravel into a regular triangle. So if you add in anything fun, just extend, regular triangle, tee your arms open. Take it to the floor through a vinyasa of choice. Chaturanga push-ups there for you. Upward facing dog would be a smooth operation. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Let's just step the right foot forward, low lunge. Yeah. Tent the left hand and let's take an easy twist. Yeah. You can modify with your back knee down. Yeah. Nice work, guys. Kind of breathing into the whole body. Right hand to the floor, spring to the top of the mat, feet together, long spine on the in, exhale, fold. Weight in your heels for chair pose. We hit it again, you look thrilled, yeah. So it's gonna be right thigh around left thigh, and then right arm underneath left arm. If you're having issues with right to left today, join the party. Yeah, it's okay. Just kind of wind yourself up. Perfect. If the foot doesn't get all the way around the leg, it's not a big deal. You just kind of think about your legs under a table, squeezing. And then just be mindful you're not yanking down on your shoulders. You're kind of creating this lift up because that's going to keep that shoulder girdle nice and healthy. Your breath is flowing, hopefully. Stay with it a little longer. Try and keep the arms bound. The left leg's going to stay as it is. You're just going to unravel your right leg back and step back into first warrior for the lower half of the body. Upper half of the body is an eagle. Make sure the legs are set up right. So Amy in the back, just make a little bit of a bigger step, and then the back toes turn more forward. Inhale the breath, open the eyes of the shoulders. Exhale, you'll come forward into eagle, humble warriors. Just different way to take it. Nice. Yeah, walk the left foot a little bit more to the left. For the pelvis, it's going to give you more space. And then your back right toes can even turn more forward if you need to. Breathe. Your left hip has to hug under and in. Nice, Amy. See. Perfect. Breathe right here. Relax your head. Nice, Karen. Relax your jaw. Relax your expression. And let yourself just kind of dump down into it. Stay with it. As it gets a little bit more challenging, it requires you to kind of the nitty gritty. Anchor strong through your legs, like really, it's like a Hail Mary. And then you're going to rise up, unravel your arms, warrior one, feel. Straighten your left leg on track. You're going to have to move your back right foot so we can find triangle. Open up your arms to the side wall. Set up your position and find triangle pose, Trikonasana. You'll pivot right into it. Your back right toes are pivoted a little bit on an angle. You pick your distance, you find your pose. A little lean back, neck nice and neutral. Yeah, so if you're looking for the back bend expression today, the hands will clasp behind your sacrum, behind your lower back. It's more of like the arms in a more traditional humble warrior type situation. Steer the bottom ribs though. You have to turn your ribs, your left ribs towards the sky. If it's too much, you don't do it. Stay with it. Anchor through your feet, through your legs. Unravel back to a regular Trikonasana, a regular triangle pose. Take it to the floor through a vinyasa of choice. So you pick, adding or subtracting push-ups, adding or subtracting back bends. Press anchor through your hands, the tops of the feet. Downward facing dog is where we meet. And then you'll just glide your left foot forward, hit a low lunge, and keep your right hand down for an easy twist. Yeah. Just kind of breathe it open here. Back leg super engaged. Front left hip gripping in. Nice. If you get a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, just check your right shoulder. Make sure it's not rolling in. Yeah, you want to slide the shoulder blades down the back. Plank position. Yeah, drop to your forearms for forearm plank. Forearm plank. Yeah, these are forearm crawl outs. So you're going to have your hands separated, shoulder width distance. Yeah, and the way this will work is your forearm's you're going to slide your hand forward so it looks like this. The right elbow lifts. You can drop your knees if it's too much. Right forearm back down. Then left arm straightens and reaches out. You try and do it without moving your hips. Go like that. Their forearm crawl out. Keep the neck neutral. Do it slow. I'd rather you do 10 really good ones or 5 really good ones. You can also just hold forearm plank. Yep, give it a whirl. Nice work. That's good, Amy B. Do one more on each side. And then hit Sphinx pose like Pat. She's right there in the front. Sphinx pose. The forearms come a little bit more forward in Sphinx pose. Yes. You want to feel like you're like, envision yourself watching TV and you're pulling the rug towards you and the legs are kind of lengthening behind you. So you get this broadening across the upper shoulders, elbows more forward. Yeah, so that you're kind of like creating a little ledge. Perfect. You're going to come down, hit the floor. Your forearms are going to come like this at the front of your mat, okay? The forehead is going to connect to your forearms. They're going to stay connected. On an inhale breath, breathe in. On an exhale breath, you're going to lift everything up off the floor, but keep your forehead on your forearms. Everything lifts. Exhale the breath, lower down. Just flip the grip of the forearm, so opposite forearm. I like to always do everything twice. Lift up, everything lifts. Everything lifts. This is working on small lower back muscles. Yep, deep core muscles. As you lift, your feet can separate only hips width distance. Your forehead stays down on your forearms, and you lift up a little higher. Exhale the breath, lower down. Slide your hands to the lowest area where your rib and your belly button meet. Curl your toes into the mat, lift the kneecaps up, and press up to a low push-up, chaturanga, from the ground up. Plank position, downward facing dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior 2, come on up. Take a big enough stance that you're really in it. All right, that was the warm-up. Now we're in the meat of the class. Wrap that inner right thigh open. Lengthen your tailbone. Make sure your back left toes are turned towards the front of the room, just a little bit. And that's going to get the hip in a nice rotation. Side ribs nice and long. Close your eyes and go inward. You can relax in the pose. It is possible. Sit deeper. Not into the joint of the knee, please. Just into the thigh bone. Yes. Stability. Strength, awareness, power. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior, let the side body open. Come back to warrior two, slide your right hand to the outside of your right foot for an A variation of extended side angle. Great time to use that block. We're going to the outside of the foot, not the inside today, outside of the foot. If outside is not the option in your body, your arm can rest on the top of your thigh. Yeah. Good. Yeah, definitely use the block. Slide the block back about 2 inches, and then you're in good shape. Grip your right hip in. Yeah. Turn your bottom ribs, left arm straight up, or even better, up and forward. You're going to get like a bow and arrow sensation through that side rib. I just got yoga envy. This looks like it feels really good. It's like a big yawn through that side body. Try not to collapse the chest, guys. Breathe. Down the wrong pipe. Stay with it. Okay, so the left arm straight up or hand to hip. Look down, step up, Ardha. Yeah, I just got to keep this kind of ordeal moving. Slide that block forward, step up, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Great. Soft bend behind that standing right leg. Yeah. Lift your left leg only as high as the hip. Flex your left toes, spark it up. Beautiful job. Add in what you feel is needed today. Adding a bind is for some of us, not for all of us. So if that feels good in your practice, please take it on. If you're just working on more basic movement, just work on basic version of Ardha. The balance is definitely hard enough. Maybe lightening the load of that bottom right hand. Keep your right foot forward. Keep gripping your right hip in. If you fall, it's a good thing it's just yoga. You come back, you try it again. Not a big deal. Regular Ardha, if you added any fun stuff here. Left hand to the floor, square off your hips, step to the feet to the top of the mat. Hit your chair. Don't even let your mind kind of tell you no. Chair pose. Slide the hands to prayer at heart. Inhale the breath. You're going to hook and twist towards me. I'm over here. Yes, just be really mindful of your left knee, guys, that it doesn't slide past your right. Open up your arms. Air twist if it's too intense. Weight stays back in the heels. Really good time to look sideways or up, not look back. Yeah, Sam, point the elbow towards the sky, like really like get in there. Yeah. If you're not breathing, this becomes like a dark hole, this posture. Yes. So just breathe and remind yourself you're twisting with all those baby ribs. Chair, pull it around. Heavy in your heels, chair pose. Nice. You're going to hit the floor for Bottanavasana. You knew it was coming. Hit the ground for Bottanavasana. You can drop to your forearms today. This is a great way to take it. Yes. Hi. Yeah, you could take it like this. Bottanavasana like this. Perfect. You work on straightening your legs and broadening across the collarbone. Yes. Pose here. Yeah, if it doesn't feel good to have the legs straight, then bend the knees. Good. Now you're going to have to get your arms up. So reach the arms forward. See if you can do it. You got to support the core muscles. Then the legs may bend a little. That is okay. Good work. Cross the ankles, step, float, maybe more of a crawl. Yeah, now that I'm looking. Crawl back. Chaturanga. Up dog pulls you through. Be bold. Hips go up and back, down dog. Stay with me, guys. The left foot lands smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot on a sharp angle. Rise. Warrior two. We got to do the other side. I know, it's a bummer. Warrior two. Yep, track that left knee. Turn your back toes on a little sharp angle. And then you settle in. I think it's kind of neat. Every time you come to your mat, the poses feel a little different. It's pretty cool. The body is an interesting thing. The mind even more interesting. Settle into it, sit deeper. Kind of have to ride it out. Flip the palm, reverse it. Let the side body get a really nice little stretch. And then you come back to warrior two first, and then reach out and slide your hand to the outside of the foot and check in. Do you need the block? Do you need to have it low, medium, high? Maybe the arm to the top of the thigh today. The outside of the left leg and the inside of the left arm make a connection. The right arm slides straight up. Maybe it comes up and forward, depending on your body. If it's coming up and forward, it's a really big yawn from the heel to the side ribs, all the way through the fingertips. Keep rolling your left thigh open. Soften the shoulder down the back. Be here. The right arm slides straight up, or maybe you choose hand to hip. Look down and step up seamlessly, Ardha Chandrasana. Try not to think too much, just move into it. The left foot has to stay forward and the hip grips in. So think of the standing left leg as Tadasana. And then stack it open here. Add in what you need. Binding, no binding, thinking about binding, dreaming about binding. Good reflexes. If you're going to kick, the kick goes behind you. If you're not kicking, just breathe and flex your top foot super strong. Keep turning those bottom ribs, looking sideways, looking up. Regular half moon if you added any fun stuff. Your hen half moon. Right hand to the floor, square off your hips. Step your feet together. Top of mat. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold into yourself. Hit your chair pose. Weight moves into your heels. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale that breath. So on the inhale breath, you lengthen. On the exhale breath, we twist together. Watch the right knee. Weight stays back, looking sideways, looking up, crown of the head moving forward. Point your elbow, guys, up towards the sky. Get in there. Yes. Chair pose, pull it around. Heavy in your heels, sit into chair. Drop deeper. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Separate your feet about hips width distance. Keep your right foot forward and step your left foot back about 3 feet. Yeah, hands to hips. Right hand on hip, left arm extends up. Inhale your breath. You're gonna come halfway down, steer the hips back, come the rest of the way down for twisting triangle. So we're ready for this now. Yeah. If you feel like your chest is collapsing down low, I would slide a block even on its lowest setting to the floor and then have your hand on that. Yeah, these look great. Really nice poses. You want to feel like someone's got you by one of those TheraBands and they're pulling your hips back. Yeah. So you're being steered to the back edge of the mat so you can create more length and really twist here. Right hand to the floor, pause. Just guide your left leg back further. So you're taking a bigger step back. Just kind of elongate the stance, kind of like how we started the practice. You're going to pop your left heel up off the ground and then rise from here, high lunge, crescent lunge. Yeah. Rise up, crescent lunge. Perfect. Drag the hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Lean way out in front of you. Hook the elbow and then twist. Your back leg is like a plank, so it's super engaged, or maybe you're opting to just drop the knee. Yeah. Another one. You want to look sideways, look up, try not to look back. When we look back, we round ourselves. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Nice, Danielle. Grip your right hip in super strong and then activate the muscles around your left quadricep and glutes. There you go. Now twist from there. Lean back a tiny bit. This is not a pose most of us want to hang out in for long. I am aware of that, but stay 2 more breaths. Exhale the breath, both hands to the floor. Before you step to the top of the mat, just like this, straighten your front right leg as much as it's going to go without stepping your back foot in. Be on your fingertips or use the block. So you're in a very exaggerated stance and you're just folding. There you go. Nice, Apu. It's a little different. Yes. Rebend the front thigh and now step to the top of the mat, hips width distance. Long spine to prepare. Exhale, fold. Last time today, root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Feet hips width distance, it just helps the alignment. Guide your right foot back about 3 feet. About 3 feet. It's like a little short warrior. Hands to hips, left hand on hip, right arm goes big up towards the sky. Reach way out like we're shaking hands. Keep steering the hips back and then set up for your twisting triangle. Yeah. So the right hand, did I say the wrong hand? Anything's possible these days. The right hand to the floor or a block. I recommend a block, but that's up to you. Tracy, tiny bit of a bigger step, and I think you're in good shape. Perfect. And yeah, just reminding you, you can have your hand on the flat part of your back. It's a good little guide. Perfect, Sam. I'm right here. Let me lift this hip. Let me do it. This is alignment. This is the alignment. So you're going to twist less, which is fine. Looks good. Stay with it. Couple more breaths. Left hand to the floor, pause. Guide your right leg back. So just make it bigger. Make a bigger step, bigger step, bigger step, and then rise, high lunge, crescent lunge, come up. Drag the hands to prayer at heart. Lean way out first. Hook the elbow and then twist, crescent lunge with a twist. Yes. If you feel wobbly, unsure, you can always drop your knee. Grip your left hip in super strong. Activate your back right leg. Look sideways, look up, and then get in there. Yeah, so think about the back right quadricep, glute, and hamstring, and kind of lift the muscles up off the knee, and that's going to give you more power, that back leg. Twist a little deeper. Stay with it. I know you don't want to stay, but 2 more breaths. Good things happen in these final moments. Hands to frame your front foot, pause. Don't change the stance, just straighten the leg. You may need to slide blocks under both hands to do so. Just take an exaggerated Parsvo where you fold. Your back heel is lifted up off the ground. It's a very long stance. The front leg may not bend, but straighten. It may need to stay bent. Breathe. Rebend the front thigh. You're back in the low lunge. Move the blocks. Plant the palms. Step to a plank. Plank position. Halfway to a push-up chaturanga. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. Good. We're going to drop to our forearms for dolphin pose. Yeah. So you're dropping to your forearms for dolphin pose, which is essentially just down dog on your forearms. You can interlace your hands in this version. You can also have your hands wrapping across the block. Now, when you're in dolphin pose, the head doesn't touch the ground. Yes. So tighten up the stance just a little bit. Your hips are super high. Your forearms are pressing down. If anyone has a forearm stand, you're welcome to go up. Everybody else, you're just going to either stay here and maybe practice lifting the right leg up. Just hip height. You're lifting from that inner thigh. Yes. Keep that leg really straight. Lower the right leg down. Breathe your left leg up, whatever leg you didn't lift. You got it. Lower the left leg down. Now support the last few moments of this inversion with your breath. Child's pose. Drop down, reach your arms back, slide them so that your arms and your hands make a connection to the base of your feet. Yeah. The front of the forward rests on the mat. You're not done, so don't check out yet. Arms stretch forward, stretch them big, curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing. Let's slide the right knee forward and enjoy a half pigeon though, before we move on. Yeah. Half pigeon. If for some reason this doesn't work in your body today, please let me know. There's lots of other ways to work into the hip. So sometimes being in this pose is really just about shutting the mind off, right? Less about the physical, more about the mindset. Sometimes it's the reverse. Good. Come up nice and slow. Lean on the right side. Swing the left leg around. You're in a little tree facing the front of the room. You're seated. Yeah, your right leg is bent. Your left leg is out at an angle. The right hand will go behind you, and we're going to press up to sail. When you press up into this kind of stuff, the hand faces the back skinny edge of the mat. To give it a whirl, your right knee will stay down. Your back, your front left toes will kind of turn a little bit on an angle. Think warrior 2 foot. You got it, Tracy. That's exactly it. Yes, to anchor that foot, because that's going to give you that quadricep. Yeah, turn the toes more towards me and you'll be in good shape. Perfect. Feel the difference? Yeah. Exhale the breath, lower down. When you come down, straighten out your hips forward towards the front of the room. The left leg will stay forward. The right knee is going to bend in and up like this. Yeah, a little bit different. So your right arm's going to hook to the instep of that right leg. The left hand will come behind you as you inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, look over the left shoulder and twist. Rather than just cranking the knee out, there's a hugging in. If you like to take a half bind or a full bind, you're welcome to do so. Your right arm will wrap to the front of the shin. Yeah. Flex your left foot, guys. The left leg's got to stay very active. Perfect. Perfect. Lengthen and twist. Exhale the breath, come back to center. Counter stretch going the opposite direction. Just feels good for a breath. Yes. Cross the ankles, plant the hands. You can step, you can float from the front of your mat back through a chaturanga push-up. Yep. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left knee lands, half pigeon on the left side. First, enjoy this. Don't get ahead of yourself. So just plop into it. This side may feel better, feel worse, may not notice the difference. All good. Does it bother your knee? I just had a root repair. I know all about it. So you can go on your back and just do an ankle to knee, but honestly, the bending of the leg that direction may not feel great. So we'll be out of it in a second. Good. Come up nice and slow. You lean on the left side, swing your right leg around. You're in a little tree. Your right leg is out. Your left leg is bent. You're facing the front. The left hand goes behind you. Just remind you the crease of the wrist faces the back edge of the mat. Inhale the breath. Exhale, you lift up. This is called sail pose. It's a back bend. Yeah, the left knee stays down. I like the right leg, the right foot kind of turned a little bit on an angle. Nice. Exhale the breath lower down. Come out slow. When you hit the ground, straighten your hips out. The right leg will straight forward. The left leg will just bend up in half. So bend it in half. The left arm's going to come to the instep of that left leg. So you're making the same arm, same leg connection. Yes. Right hand behind you. So we're taking a twist a little different. Flex the right foot really, really strong. I like this because for some of us that want to take a half bind or maybe even a full bind, you can wrap your arm to the front of your shin. You could play around with it. But what we're looking for is that we really keep the hip and the knee aligned. Yes, you're not winging out. Inhale, lengthen, bring the hand, Amy, closer towards you. Exhale, look over the shoulder, make it active, make it dynamic, keep your butt down, twist open. Come back to center, counter stretch, going the opposite direction. And then lay down on your back. And we're going to do the whole class over again. Just kidding. You're going to hit your back bends now. You're ready. You're warm. You're willing, hopefully. You're going to drag your blocks in. Maybe you'll use them. Maybe you won't. You can have your feet on blocks, your lower back, kind of how we started on a block. You can go for full wheel. We're doing 2 sets. You can go camel pose. So hit your first back bend. Inhale the breath, exhale, lift up. We're all in different places. So find something you know you hold and breathe for a good 5 breaths, 6 breaths, 27 breaths. So everything we've done in the practice comes to a head right here in this moment. Exhale your breath, release and come out. If you're on a block, you're welcome to just stay and enjoy. Reset, one more. Inhale your breath, flip your palms, chin to chest. Find something that works. Lift up. Yeah, I was going to say lift the legs, and that's perfect. So wherever you are, steer your feet, your inner thighs forward. There's space from your tailbone to the backs of your knees in any of these options. Press down and lift up a little higher. Exhale your breath. If you're on a block, come out with ease. Come out slow, guys. Lower down. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a dynamic squeeze inward. And then slide your hands to the outside of your feet for a happy baby. Pull the knees down around the rib cage. I would keep going, but I think most of us have to get back to life. So we're going to slide from here into Shavasana, complete rest. Yeah, make yourself comfortable. Next minute or 2 is complete restoration for your body, your mind, your breath. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just drop down. Start to come back. Take a deep breath in. Follow it up with a full exhale breath out. Arms up over the top of the head. Hug your knees in towards your chest. We're being rained on in here. Uh-oh. With your eyes shut, rock up facing any direction that you feel like sitting in. Any way that you want to finish your practice. With your eyes shut, your hands gathered to a prayer. You just have a moment. It's a great week to just reflect on being grateful, having gratitude. I know I'm grateful to walk. So all the little things in life, right? Bow your head, seal it with a good vibe for today. And then lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Go out there, have an awesome one. Yep, I'll see you Friday. For those that are traveling or would like to Zoom in, please let me know.